earn this ice cream. But what do I mean when I say earned? On one level, it's financial. I got my paycheck, went to the store, and so on. On the other hand, I also sort of mean it morally, that I worked hard today and therefore I get a sugary treat for my effort. But on the other hand, it's also to assuage my guilt, that I'm not eating something healthier and to tell myself it's alright. One word, different meanings.
We'll look at earning in a few ways. But first, we recap our last theme on progress. Progress is central to equity. It is where we're going and how we're getting there. There are different interpretations, viewpoints, goals that we attach to progress, and so we cannot assume that we understand this word in the same way as others without some conversations first. For the sake of greater equity, we are better served viewing the current state compared to an unrealized future as opposed to past problems we've already overcome. Now that we've hit on a tricky concept about our efforts, we turn to an equally comprehensive term more related to people. To start wrapping our heads around the idea of earning, we're going to throw a lot of questions out there. We don't have to answer them all now, just to keep it in mind. Who has earned what? What do we think we've earned? What do we think our coworker has earned, our supervisor or supervisee? How about our residents? What have they earned from us? What do we think is inherently earned? In other words, what are our inherent rights, things that all of us are entitled to? What can we lose? What is something we or others have earned that we feel can be taken away at a later date if need be? In what ways can we earn money, respect, influence, opportunity, and so on? These are big questions. These are all difficult questions with no easy answer, and answer these questions we must because answer these questions we already have. With these questions in mind, we turn to one of the biggest points of contention with equity work: how to be fair. Fairness is a strong American value, and there are, like so much else, different thoughts on what the right kind of fairness is. Take these two candied apples. Imagine there are two children. A straightforward way to be fair is to give one apple to each. We can complicate things. What if one child is older and bigger, and thus they need more food to grow? What if the younger, smaller child is more hungry? What if one child got better grades for the year than the other? What if it was only by a very tiny amount, like one kid got 90% on their final test, the other 92%? What if one of the kids doesn't like candied apples that much, and for the other it's their favorite treat? What if we add a third kid into the mix and we still only have the two apples? At this point, we're not trying to say which way of distributing the apples is the right one. For now, it's enough for us to know that fairness isn't simple or straightforward most of the time. When we talk about one person earning a raise or promotion, or for their voice to be heard when someone else hasn't earned it, chances are we're looking at who's earned what through a very specific point of view, that we're looking at it through only one set of criteria. So let's expand on it. The ways to earn are limitless. It's putting in hard work, it's being creative, it's having a good attitude. Being a team player, longevity, enduring hardship, providing good service. We can all add to that list. What actually earns us more opportunity, respect, and resources in practice is limited, though. Not all the things I listed earn us a reward all the time, and certainly not to the same degree. Same too with punishments. What costs us a promotion, opportunity, even a job? Not every mistake or every shortcoming equally takes away from what we have. With equity in mind, we're trying to root for as many people as we feel we can. It is finding the value of everyone, finding ways to reward both obvious merits and good work as well as those that are more subtle and harder to spot. It is being critical in how people earn, whether promotions, job assignments that give us a chance to shine, and see if it holds up under closer scrutiny. And then it is to add more valid ways to earn that we were missing. For example, extroverts and introverts. I'm an extrovert. I'm okay giving big public speeches, something very noticeable and easy to commend. How can we also recognize everyone who may have helped me along the way, who aren't as prone to speak in front of a crowd? Once we can be critical, once we figure out where we can find more valuable skills, talents, experiences to recognize than we did before, We start to reach common understandings, and we communicate it so we can get on a similar page. It's about understanding and accepting that we collectively decide on this. We define merits, what qualities we praise and what otherwise acceptable qualities we do not, or at least don't praise as much. We, within our own spheres of influence, choose what opportunities we provide, from who we give some insider information and perspective to about our work, to sitting on an interview panel, we contribute to these decisions. We also weigh transgressions. Even if we don't hold any formal authority over a coworker, we can exclude someone from conversations, be less warm and friendly, can criticize them openly or privately. The common threads here are empowerment and responsibility. We each have our part to play in impacting who earns what, and we have a responsibility for it. It's important for us to be fair and to have a more critical eye on what fairness means for us and for others. For an example of what another community has done, we look to Adams County. They piloted an internship program for at-risk youth. Some of the steps they included to accomplish this included partnering with a nonprofit who served the youth and the county's park department where the internship was meant to take place. They worked through transportation challenges, providing rides to the youth, and due to legal requirements, said rides counted for their hours. And of course, they worked to ensure that the internships added value, where they could learn and grow professionally and not just do the most basic menial tasks. With each potential wrinkle, each obstacle, each extra effort needed to make the pilot work, Adams County had to say yes. We think the interns have earned this. We want to provide them with this experience. If at any point they decided it was too many resources, or was too hard, or if it just wasn't fair, the pilot would have fallen through. Like Adams County, we can all practice saying yes, that people have earned what we're trying to provide them, and not let our doubts get in the way. For the optional exercise, we can start answering some of the questions we've asked. How do people earn a promotion or raise officially? Unofficially? What's missing? And to go advanced, we look inwards. We can ask the hard questions for ourselves, in particular for the equity space. If you've been following along with the series, that's worth something. And we're building fundamentals. We're not yet experts. We can reflect on where we are versus where we want to be professionally and personally, and gauge how we can earn it. Like the ice cream at the greeting, what are the ways we can earn our ambitions financially, professionally, and ethically? Next up, we talk truth.